Hey everybody, it's T Shoni. Happy Sunday. Today is the fourth Sunday of April 2025. And I'm just hopping on because it's a beautiful day. It's Sunday, and I want to come on here every Sunday. And I just want to give God some glory and praise because this is the fourth Sunday. And at my church, on the fourth Sunday, we give our testimony. And every month, I try to stand up and say something. Lately, for the past several months, I've been standing up. And I kind of use my testimony as a moment to reflect over what God has done for me this month. And this month, He's done a lot of reminding me of things. But before I get into that, I just want to say, like, I share my testimony because God is so good and He deserves us to say it out loud that we appreciate Him and share with other people how He has blessed us, because we need people to know how God moved, how God has been there for us, and how good God is. And the more people who know that, the more people that will be willing to come to God in good times and in bad. And I just want everybody to feel the joy and the peace and the happiness that I feel when once I got so close with God. Like, I wasn't always this close, but I was raised in a church and I knew God, and God never left me even on the times that I was kind of not in church as much as I should have been, but it never left my mind that you supposed to be in church. You need to be doing right or whatever. So He never allowed me to stray too far. He always kept me close, and I am so thankful for that. But yeah, I just share my testimony because I just want people to know what the goodness of God, and God deserves that recognition. He deserves that praise and that glory, and everything good, the bad, the ugly. God will see you through it, and I just want everybody to be aware of that and just know that you don't have to walk this world alone. God got you. And He got you in the big things and in the small things, and the simple things, the complex things, the medical things, the money things, all of this. He has your back. He's going to provide for you. He's going to deliver you. He's going to help you. He's going to give you that peace. So, but like I said, this month, God has been giving me reflections. He has been reminding me of things that'll come up in my life, and I'll be like, I'll just hear in my mind, like, you pray for that, and I'm like, I sure did. And one of the biggest things this month, I just started to think about how my son, that's my special needs baby, and the things that God has delivered him from. It's amazing. It crossed my mind because I don't even really know why, but it just crossed my mind that he hadn't been sick, and how long it's been since he's had any seizures or anything, right? And it just I just heard it again. You pray for that. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, I did. I pray for things and I just kind of leave it alone because I know God got it. I never think twice about it. But God don't want us to sit here and I'm just like, He been good. No, God did that. He delivered my son from epilepsy, from asthma, my son has something called Fragile X syndrome, and it's like a spectrum of things. It could be extreme, it could be not so extreme. So but the things that the doctors were saying that he should have been struggling with, he's not really struggling with those things. He has some struggles, but um a lot of it, he has not had those struggles, that the identifying factors that the doctor said this is what his life is going to look like, they're not here. So who you think did that? God did that. A praying mother. I talked to God. I prayed for my son, and so he hasn't had an asthma attack, and I don't know how long. He's been off of seizure medication, I think now for about 4 years. And I'm so thankful to God for that, okay? And I just give God the glory and the praise for this because he didn't have to do that for me or my son. My son has had a very good school years experience. I prayed for that too. When he started school, I was so nervous because I was like, he might not know what's going on. He might be confused. Somebody might be mean to him. Oh my God, because this is my gentle baby. He's not an aggressive person. He's not the one to speak up for himself a lot. So I was just scared. But when I tell y'all, everybody he has come in contact with at the schools throughout from primary through high school, he has been blessed. No bad experiences, at all. And people still call him, people who he graduated with, they call him and check on him and things like that, popular kids who I would have been like, they're not going to give my child the time of day, but God did it. Okay? Just remember that. So as you think about life and you think about God, just know being an obedient, good Christian is is what you need to be. If you want God to look out for you like this, God takes care of His children. And in order to be a child of God, you must be saved. You must believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ. You must believe that Jesus died, rose, and is now sitting at the right hand of the Father. You have to believe these things, and that's all in the Bible. And He's going to take care of you. I don't want you to just do these things just because He's going to take care of you. I want you to do these things because you appreciate God, you love God, and you want to help grow the kingdom of God. And yeah, I'm just thankful, and that's my testimony this month. The God opened my eyes. He reminded me of the things that I have prayed for. My kids right now, all of them have honor roll certificates and academic achievement certificates, and I'm like, I saw it and I was so excited, and I was like, and it came to mind again, you prayed for that. And I did, like, not even a month ago. I was just praying that my kids understand their schoolwork and just have, retaining the information and all of this stuff, getting good grades. They don't have horrible grades, but I just wanted them to do better. And then, boom. Okay, all three of them at the same time. Honor roll. So that's a blessing from God. God wants to give us the desires of our heart, and that was a desire of mine for all my children to be on honor roll. It didn't matter if they were on it at the same time, but that's how bold God is. He's like, all right, you want it, you got it, times three at the same time. And I'm just thankful. I'm so thankful for that, and I'm just excited that God moves like that in my life, and you can have that too. Come to Christ and talk to God, okay? Pray and get a good relationship with God. Get into a good church, somebody that can give you some spiritual guidance, because you cannot do this on your own. You need God to guide you, and God put good pastors on this earth to help you. So you find you a good church with a good pastor, a real true honest pastor, Christian pastor, and you'll get there. And I'm just excited about how God moved in my life. I'm just excited about um the boldness and the reminders, and just how loving and caring, and even the minute things that we might take for granted, or we might just think, oh, it's just something that happened. No, those things that seem like they just happened are things that God did. Okay? God moves the mountains for us, and He will move a molehill. So let God do that for you. Come to come to God, talk to Him. Talk to Him just like I'm talking into this camera. He's listening. Okay? And be that obedient child. Like, it's some things you might have to give up in your life. You might have to give up secular music. I had to recently give up certain TV shows. We had to give up doing any Halloween activity. We weren't doing any satanic things, but God was like, no more. So I stopped. And my kids understood that. I talk to my children. They understand how God moved. They have their own relationship with God. They have their own experiences with God. So when I woke up that morning and I said, God told me we can't do no more Halloween, they was like, okay. So what we did a fall fest in the backyard, no costumes, big old huge screen, watched some good movies, and hung out. We had some games, we had some prizes, we had some s'mores, some other good food. It's ways to enjoy life without the sinful nature of things. It's still gonna be it's gonna be some temptations out there, but it's just certain things you might just have to give up. It I'm not gonna say it might be. There are plenty of things that you're gonna have to give up. But God will not leave you with nothing to do. He's gonna provide for you. He will put new people in your life, because some of the people that you're hanging with, they might not want the same things as you. They might not want to to live a Christian life, and that might be a hindrance. And I'm not saying you can't talk to those people anymore, but you might God might need you to make a little distance because you need to get yourself together on your walk. You know, you can still love that person, pray for that person, talk to that person, but you're not gonna be able to go out to the club with that person. You're not gonna be able to go drinking and getting drunk with that person. You're gonna have to change your ways, and God will help you do that. Ask God for that wisdom, the discernment, which is like be able to recognize right from wrong. That's your discernment. Um, and the willpower to walk away from those things. You know, you don't have to be disrespectful to anyone, but you're gonna have to let them know, oh, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm trying to get myself right with Christ. And if they don't understand, God will remove them out of your way. You know, it won't be anything harsh. But you will be able to walk comfortably, pray for a comfortable walk, you know? But the enemy is gonna come strong, and he's going to try to stop you from being a good Christian, a good child of God, and messing up your testimony, messing up your blessings. But you have to recognize him at every turn, and that's why it's important to get into a good church, because the more you go to church, the more you learn about how God moves and how the enemy moves. So if you can't recognize how the enemy moves, then he's going to be able to mess you up at every turn. So just find you a good church, a church that's teaching the true gospel, the full gospel, okay, the Old Testament and the New, okay, because all of it is relevant, okay, all of it is still necessary, and it's gonna be brighter days, I promise you. And you're gonna have your testimony. You're gonna have, I started here, but now God has elevated me to there. You know, you're gonna have your testimony. I'm gonna be getting on here every month on the fourth Sunday doing my testimony. If I don't catch it on the fourth Sunday, I'll do it a different day. But that's gonna be my goal. I share it at church on the fourth Sunday. I'll share it here on the fourth Sunday because I want you guys to see the goodness of God. I want you guys to see. I've told my testimony before about how God changed our lives just by us starting to go to church a tiny bit. God swooped in and blessed us, you know. So we still have things that we want to achieve. We still have goals that we want met. And we're gonna lean and depend on God for that, because God did not bring us this far to leave us. You know, He's gonna continue to help us along the way. And me and my husband and my children, we're going to continue to be good, obedient children of God. Okay? I'm just excited about how God moved. And I'm just, this testimony today, like I wrote this down at work after when my little students was taking a nap. I was just writing. It's gonna be my new journaling, you know, my testimony every month, because God moves so much. When your eyes are truly open, you are spiritually awakened, and you can hear God's voice. It's gonna sound like your voice. Don't think you're gonna have some random voice in your head, but it's gonna be a random feeling, a random thought, and it's going to be beautiful. And when it happens, I just want to write it down. And I just had to hurry and write it down. And I want to share it because it's such a beautiful experience. It's so exciting. It's so loving. It's just everything. Okay. And I want all of y'all to experience that. So get to know God. Read the Bible. Get you a English Standard Version. And that way you can understand. Because I know I love King James Version. I do, because it kind of puts you in the mindset of what was going on at that time by the certain type of words that they use, but you still kind of have a little struggle of understanding it because these are words that people have not used for thousands of years, some of them. So it's kind of hard to understand. So get you something easy to read, easy to understand, Bible, and it's just going to be a blessing. I still have not read the Bible from front to back yet, and I'm starting it. God started me in Mark, and he started me just to read it in Mark, and I'm breaking it down, and I appreciate what I'm reading now, because more than I think I would have back before I really knew more about Christ and about God. And now that I know more, it's really helpful to know it as you read it. So don't think you have to jump head first into reading the Bible, because a lot of it you're not even going to understand. Get to a Bible study, and get to know the word before you start reading the word. And at this point, the way God has shifted in my heart and in my mind, when I hear certain things about the Bible, or about the Word of God, the way God is, I get excited to get into the Bible. And I'm like, oh, I want to read that. It's sounding more and more to me like a exciting story. And it is. And I started reading it, and I'm loving what I'm reading. And God started to me, like I told y'all, he stopped me from watching certain things on TV. But he started me to watching biblical things on TV. Because I think I was just being too slothful about reading my words. And um he was like, well, watch it on TV. Do something. Get the stories of the Bible in your spirit. I guess. I don't know. That might not have even been why he told me that. But he's been drawing me to watching more biblical things on TV. And I'm loving it. I'm almost finished with House of David. That's on Prime. It's so good. I gotta go finish. I got 2 episodes left. But yeah, I'm all the way off my fourth Sunday testimony at this point. But I'm just so excited. I love talking about my experience with God. I love talking about how He's moved in my life. And yeah, I'm just excited to share that with y'all. So yes, talk to somebody, a good Christian pastor, um, who can give you some guidance. You can talk to me. Tell you all the time, DM me, message me, whatever, comment on my post if you need some guidance. Um, and I can help you. I talk to people plenty all the time too about the word and about how God moving to help them and pray for them and all of this stuff. So yeah, you're no different. Just talk to me. I will help you. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, y'all. A big old hawk just flew in my backyard. He flew away. He saw me jump. He jumped. Okay. All right. So yes. And through my train of thought. Okay, I will help you find what you're looking for when it comes to the word, and because I'm still learning too, and I'm just excited about it, and I'm just want to be the one. I ask God all the time, show me how to help your people, and I will do that. I will help. I want God to show me what to do. So yeah, I'm excited. But that's my testimony. God has been reminding me this month of the things that I prayed for and showing me that He answered them, and I'm so excited. It's just a blessing to be that close with God. And I ask God, I want to be His friend. I want Him to be my best friend. So yeah, that's what I am excited about this month. And I'll be back with more throughout May. And I'll be back on the fourth Sunday of May with my next testimony. Okay. I will see you guys later. Bye. Have a blessed day, a blessed week, and a blessed life. Bye.